something different. I don't know what happened, but what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. I'm glad that you guys could join us this evening. This is a special Den. Anytime we get to have this gentleman join us in the Den, it is always a special Den. Sir, if you don't mind, first let me make sure the audio is working because I don't want to hit you with I don't know, everything must have reset for some reason. It's not even have anything. Okay, there we go. It should be good. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Man Up. I'm coming at you, here from the man cave, here to talk about a topic that I think it might be kind of interesting, especially when everybody's in chat. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun.
I agree. And always, whenever Mr. Man Up is able to join us, it's always a good stream. So I'm glad that, you're able to get with us tonight. First, let's shout out to everybody we got in these streams. Let's get to see what Den folk we got join us. And then we'll kind of dive more into the topic. Well, I guess to give a brief understanding, people are like, well, what's going on? We want to know before you go on this long-ass roll call, start talking shit. Talk about disrespect, right? And actually, Mr. Man Up kind of presented the topic. Would you like to kind of explain it? Since it is your topic.
Alrighty. Well, a couple of weeks, Sean Honcho is the idea. And how I got the idea, I forget the singer's name. I think her name is Janelle Monáe. If I said it wrong, if I got the whole name wrong, then whatever, y'all can correct me. But she said something, and it kind of got me thinking. I was like, no, I think it's both ways. But she said that male rappers need to be discontinued because they degrade women too much in their songs. Now, I'm not saying that male rappers don't, because they do. But let's look at it this way too. Female rappers do degrade themselves as well. Right. So that's a two-way street. And then they also degrade and disrespect other females as well. So, I was just thinking, I said, this is not a bad thing to talk about. Let's just see what everybody thinks about it. I know how I feel about it, but let's just see what happens. And beyond a funny one, you're right. You started off right there. That's the first person I thought of when I saw that.
I'm not sure what Beyond the Funny Nigga is saying, but whatever it is, I don't trust it because it's him. So I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even want to know what he's talking about, but I don't trust because I don't trust too much Beyond the Funny Nigga. But nah, yeah, I think it's actually a very good topic, so I think it'll be very interesting. And kind of like the double standards, even not just in the music, but in society as a whole, things that, people say, we treat each other like this, but do we not, kind of also treat ourselves that way? The sexes treat, themselves similar. Or is it that we're more disrespectful to each other? So I think this is a multi-tiered conversation that we can have, and I think it will be pretty interesting. But let's see if we got join us this evening. Let's get into some good conversation. And again, it is a pleasure to be here with all of y'all wonderful people tonight. All of you great people who make this conversation what it is. Everyone except for Heidi. I don't even know if Heidi's in here, but if she is, she's a terrible person. I mean, just like one of the worst possible kind of people. Let's see, John. Hello, John. John from New York. What's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join us. My favorite New Yorker. Mr. Culture, a.k.a. the Don of the Discord. Hope all is well, sir. What's the motherfucking deal? Okay, that thing made me jump all the way to the bottom. I didn't want to do that. Miss Bell. Hope all is well, Miss Bell. Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, Beyond the Funny Nigga. I don't trust you. I don't even know if I should be shouting you out. Nah, shout out to Beyond the Funny Nigga. I'm just giving you some shit. Let's see. I am in the squeaky. I'm gonna fix this chair one day or do something with it. Ronald Isley, what's the motherfucking deal? It's almost becoming soothing. It's just squeaky, so I'm getting used to it. Man Cave holding down the chat and the stream already. But and then let's see. Oh, Christine Handy, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you, ma'am? Or I'm assuming, ma'am. I don't. Look, let me not make assumptions, but yeah, it's in this day and age where you're no longer allowed to just assume. But it looks like a new name, so welcome to the den. Let's see. Heidi is here, unfortunately. There's that. Unbeaten, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Dylan, what's the motherfucking deal? What's going on, man? Hope all is well. It has been a minute. I hope all is well. Strippers? All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. That guy was gonna run for president. And he quit. Yeah, I'm upset. How do you feel about old Mr. Professor Trill? What's the motherfucking deal? How do you feel about Kanye dropping out the presidential race? Were you upset by that at all?
Man, I don't think he knew what he was getting himself into, so I think he did the right thing and drop out.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna vote for him anyway. Like I said, I don't vote, but if I did, I still wouldn't vote for him anyway.
I mean, if it was me, I'd be more than willing to waste a vote on Kanye for no particular reason. If it gets us a new Kanye album, I'm all with it. No, but I do think it's a ploy, like for him to free press, drop an album. Everybody's saying, what the hell is wrong with Kanye? If it's a good album, hey, you won. So, and welcome, Miss Christine. We're glad you could join us. The den can sometimes be rather raucous, so if you can handle it, we hope you stay and enjoy. Oh, nice. The den ain't even raucous. The den is all nice now. Nobody's mean in here anymore. Y'all have become some softies. Yeah, I said it. Softies. A bunch of softies out there. But welcome. Yes, Beyond, we will talk about it briefly because I know it's if people want to speak about it, and then we will get to it. Yes, Nick Cannon, I guess, has been canceled. He said some things about some people, and some folks didn't like it too much. So he's no longer employed by any of his former employers under the Viacom umbrella. So that's rather unfortunate for Nick, but I think Nick will be all right. He's got money, so I don't think he's going to be hurting. I'm pretty sure Mariah probably pay him alimony or some shit. I don't know. So my thing is, like, he'll be fine. He'll start a podcast, and people will listen. He'll have a large following, and he's just going to transition from, like, some Hollywood shit to some other shit. I mean, he's already on some other shit. I mean, you see the shit he wears on Wild 'N Out. He's been on some other shit. So, and it's crazy. So I just started watching Wild 'N Out again. And I was like, this show is actually pretty good since I guess they revamped it a while back. I've been missing it. And then it fucking gets canceled. So what kind of shit is that? I'm highly upset about that. Do you have any thoughts on what took place with Mr. Nick?
I don't know exactly what he said, so I can't speak on that part. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't he say something about Jewish people?
I think he said some things more about white people, and then I think some other things were made to be anti-Semitic. Like I said, I don't have the full. Like I didn't listen to the whole thing, so I'm not gonna sit here and say. But I keep hearing, he said some anti-Semitic things, but usually you would kind of hear like what it was that was said. I hadn't heard yet. It's just been a reference to he said some things, so I don't know what that means.
Okay. Yeah, I see. And this is one thing that I keep telling a lot of people: if you own your own business, you don't. Because Nick Cannon got dropped from Wild 'N Out, so now all those people he had employed at Wild 'N Out, they basically don't have a job. Correct. Now, I did hear that P. Diddy was offering him a job on his TV network or TV station, whatever, with Wild 'N Out. But, like I said, I don't know exactly what was said, so I can't, go there. I just know he said something that offended people enough to where he got killed. And that's what I was telling a lot of people before. You think you own your own shit. No, you don't. There's always somebody above you that can take it from you. By me saying all that, it's just here. whatever his comments was, he knew damn well. This is why I say to people, man, you think you can speak your mind, you think you can be free. And I'm not against nobody speaking their mind. I'm not against nobody, being who you are. That's your business. But you still have to be careful, because that can mess up everything that you worked so hard for. Just one little slip up can mess everything up. It can end it. I'll put it like that. It can end everything.
Yes, yes. Oh man, yeah, and I feel bad for the folks in Wild Now, because again, like I said, I found it to be the newer cast or whatever they got when they kind of got rid of the little skit shit. Like, I found it to be very entertaining. It just, like some old high school shit. Really, it seemed like a high school show though, honestly. And Nick's a little up there, and he was kind of I don't know, like I don't know. Nick Cannon's kind of a strange character, because again, I think he's close to 40, if he's not 40 already. And I mean, you're only as young as you feel. But he's up there dressing like a much younger guy. I mean, it is what it is. If you feel lively and all that, maybe it was the, I still got it after Mariah thing. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But you kind of do a show that is it's pretty juvenile for the most part, but it's entertaining because it's creative. It's no different than Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's improv. And you're kind of going off the cuff, but you're rhyming and doing it. So there's other little levels to it. So I mean, I have no issue with it. I mean, it's entertaining. It's funny. Some of the things that come out of it is funny. But yeah, like you said, now all those people are, unemployed because he doesn't own that. So he can't take that show to P. Diddy. Now, you could take something similar, just change the name up, but you wouldn't be able to play or use any of the games or anything that you had there. And I don't know how, as far as maybe playing a game, how much, intellectual property or anything that counts to that. But, it is what it is. And I got a question for you. What if, MTV said, fuck it, we own Wild Now. We can still make this show just without you, Because let's be honest, Nick Cannon he's entertaining, but you can find somebody much funnier than Nick Cannon. You can find somebody who raps better than Nick Cannon. You can find somebody who could host a show better than Nick Cannon, that style of show. And I'm not knocking Nick Cannon. I'm not saying he's not a good host, but in an environment like that, he's replaceable because you have a certain the 85 South show. Basically, that cast is basically what makes the show. So it's like, y'all entertain us until these niggas start cracking jokes and shit, and then we'll fuck with that, and then whatever. So it could be done. Like, would MTV be messed up if they did that? Would they be wrong in your opinion if they said, hey, we own the show, we can keep it going, we don't need you?
Well, they have done stuff. Well, I'm not saying MTV, but other stations have done stuff like that before. For example, most recently that I could think of right now, look at Roseanne. After she made her crazy comments, they took her off and just renamed the show The Connors. Yeah. So, it wouldn't be a surprise. And going by what I'm looking at right now, it said that Nick Cannon is fired over anti-Semitic comments. Nick Cannon, wants Wild Now ownership. So he don't own it.
Yeah.
He wants the ownership. That means he don't own it.
Correct. And usually when somebody comes out and says, because they said he said, I demand ownership. Like, when somebody uses that term, I demand something, I mean, you ain't got control of shit. Like, because again, like I said, if you were in control, you wouldn't have to demand it. You maneuver as someone who does. You wouldn't be like asking for anything. This is me. I run this shit. So, fuck you or whatever else is going on. But instead of saying I demand this, you're like, you're asking for something. I'll think about it. Maybe. I'll call you later. Get out of my fucking office, Nick. What's wrong with you? But, it's just some shit like that. And so that's why I say it's crazy. But I agree. If you're going to be so heavily invested in something, you got to have an ownership stake. Like, you got to have some type of majority ownership, like in cases of situations like this. I don't know anything about Revolt TV. Let's be honest. I don't think anybody watches that. I've never heard of a show that's on it. I've never heard anybody say, you should watch this really good show on Revolt TV. Only thing I think ever I saw on Revolt TV was that little debate they had, I think, with T.I., and I think Killer Mike was there, and Candace Owens. So, I don't know. But it's enough about Nick Cannon. Let's talk about the topic, all right? Disrespect. Now, when we came up, music was a little bit different. Now, and let's not act like they didn't have their songs. There were songs, a variety of them. Depending on if you want to talk about Luke and Two Live Crew, or you want to talk. I mean, you could really talk about any artist, and there's lots of different things. And then you got people now who make music, and you wonder about things, but now it seems like more women out there. Cause like back then, female rappers, MC Lights, maybe Queen Latifah's. I don't know. Maybe you could, I don't know if you know. I'm kind of short on some. And if you're in the chat, of course, y'all know. Drop some. MC Light, Queen Latifah. Who else is female rapper? Even if you want to say like the Brat, and that was kind of a little bit more this way. But like women weren't as sexualized in the music until you saw like a Little Kim. You know what I mean? Like around that area. You saw Foxy Brown kind of. Like you saw certain chicks kind of doing that. I'm sure there were some women before them that were dressing a little bit more revealing, or it was more like they were dressing like the video girls, but yet they were rapping or singing. They were the star of the show. Do you think, in your opinion, that women follow women more or men more?
Be honest with you, I think they follow women more. Because, well, these days they do, I'll put it like that. And I really don't know why, but I'm just going to give my take on it. I think it's more because, it's kind of like, when if a guy's hanging out with the guys, what I'm saying? We usually go, chill with our fellas, chill with our guys. And I think that's kind of the basis of it. So basically what I'm saying, though, is that, yeah, with the disrespect thing, man, it's one of those things to where I think it is one-sided. And what I mean by it being one-sided is it's one-sided in the fact that this is how people look at it. Now, I'm not saying men don't disrespect women, because, yes, men do. But let's not look at it and say women don't disrespect other women. And let's not say that women don't disrespect men. So let's just keep it, saying honest and real. It's a two-way street. And it's more than the music. Now, I can understand, this is basically the some people can argue and say this is the foundation of the disrespect is the music. Mm-hmm. Because, like you were saying, when I was growing up, what I'm saying, if you listen to certain music, that's how you feel, that's how you basically live life, things like that. As the music changed, so did, the way people started acting, started living, and started, So I think it's one of those things to where I think people come back and they look at things and they'll say, well, the man did this, he said this, and he said that. Okay, that's true. What did you say and do? You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't do that. And why I want to talk about this is another reason. The thing is, a family member of mine, one of my sisters, was talking about how she always gets disrespected by her husband. I'm like, okay, well, I can't say it's not true, because, it is. But let's not say that you don't disrespect him by when he's at work, you bringing other men into the house and all that stuff. Let's not say that you don't disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? Let's not say this not a two-way.
She don't even need to utter the words respect. If you doing something like that, and then you worried about the respect of your significant, you don't even need to be uttering the words respect. Like, you don't respect your damn self. So,
Yep.
That's some crazy shit.
Yep, and that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, I told her, and the first thing that, I know is a lot of women will say and do, once you bring it to the forefront, you try to open their eyes to it. Say the fuck out of my business, leave me alone. Like, wait a minute now. They try to, get defensive and get you off of them. Like, wait a minute, you brought this up to me. What makes you think I ain't gonna say anything back? Now, come on. I'm not saying that he ain't doing you wrong, but let's not act like you ain't doing him wrong. Come on now. Let's be honest and be real. It can only get fixed and get right if we real about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're honest about it. You know what I'm saying? And this is one thing that I want to talk about too as well. You know, I read this quote by Dr. Dre, and a lot of people got upset by it. He said something back in the day. It was embarrassing to be a snitch, backstabber, user, cheater, a junkie, or a hoe. But these days, people do it with pride, like it's normal, and that is so true. Back when we were growing up, you didn't have women doing all these things. You didn't have men doing all these things. You see it these days, you're like, damn. Where's the sense of pride? Where's the sense of, you know what I'm saying, self-respect, self-worth? You know what I'm saying? Now it's like you just don't care. You know what I'm saying? To me, like I say, man, it's just one of those things to where you just gotta be honest and be real about the whole thing. Because if you're not, this thing will never get fixed. It will never get solved. You can't sit here and say it's a one-way street.
Let me see something. I gotta slide back. Okay, there we go. Heidi says it's a two-way street, but women have a bike lane and men have a 10-lane highway. I don't know, it's like an 11-way street, Heidi. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense. No, I disagree. See, because y'all got it with y'all, that bike lane is false. I don't have a proper analogy that I can stack on top of your analogy to make your analogy better or correct, actually. But no, because again, women have an advantage. Some women have an advantage. Oh, actually, all women have an advantage, but only some women realize the advantage that they have and maximize it to the fullest potential for their benefit. Most don't, and they never access that special Pokemon power that all women have. But yeah, that's why I like the disrespect thing, and I could agree. Like, man, we're gonna talk about rap music real soon. I was reading a lot today about some things, and it really has made me question some stuff. But I don't want to dive deep into that. But I do want to say that music is the messenger. It spreads a message. You know what I'm saying? Quickly, actually, to thousands of people, maybe sometimes millions. And like you said, these things you listen to, you repeat them enough time in your head, you start to act these things out. You start to implement certain behaviors, or you hear other people doing it, and so it becomes normalized. I can think of times being young, and I don't have a specific lyric in mind, but I'm sure, people are doing it now. Like, it would be something, maybe your favorite rapper said, or your favorite entertainer said something crazy, and you may have been in a situation or position that where you can emulate that situation. It could be maybe you hit a lick, you got a nice little payday, and they talking about somebody you flashing some cash, whatever. But it could be any little thing. But we act these things out, and once you repeat it, like you just start doing certain things that you normally probably wouldn't even do, or if you've never heard somebody say these things, you probably would never have thought to do on your own. So we go back, and I want to talk about the disrespect thing. And you said, and I kind of agree with you, and I'm kind of thinking about it though, right? So, because my stance would be like, if women don't like it, right? Or if it's disrespectful, then why are women listening to it? Why are they dancing to it? Why are they shaking their asses women nowadays, again, like I said, it's just so influential. Women shake their ass on nothing. So we were just twerking on some cops the other day at a protest, I hate you niggas. Like, man, I hate y'all niggas so much. I promise. I really hate y'all. Like, I'm finna deviate for just a second. I hate y'all niggas for out there twerking during the fucking protest. This fucking shit is stupid. Like, what are you achieving by doing that? Cop getting his little wee probably mad in the bitch. He on, I can't do nothing. This bitch got a fat ass. And I tap that shit. I can't do this shit. I'm on duty. And then the other thing, what was crazy? The shit, I saw this fucking shirt today, and this is why I say it's official. Niggas have gone too far. Y'all done too much. It's time to reel them in. the shirt, you can make all custom shirts of whatever you want. It said, "Let's get in an entanglement with the officers who killed Breonna Taylor." And I'm like, you're trying too fucking hard to implement this pop culture into a message that I guess you're trying to portray or you're trying to share, you're trying to get out to people. But it's like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense. You feel me? But I mean, they had the handcuffs on there, so I guess, I guess that's what it was meant. But it was fucking stupid, right? Like, but the thing is, I bet people are buying it because the shit went viral because of people like me talking shit about it. You know what I'm saying? So it got a lot of press. People were sharing it, put out. I'm sure there are other people, because there's always somebody on earth who thinks like you somewhere. That thought, hey, you know what? That shirt is good. She probably sold so many shirts. They're like for hating motherfuckers like me. Now that I'm thinking about it, well, congratulations for her. But it's just stupid though. But we were just trying to do too fucking much. Now let me reel myself back in, and getting back to the disrespect and things like that. So I would say, well, why are women dancing? Why are they doing this? Why don't they just not listen? But at the same time, right? Men were your first artists putting the music out. At first it wasn't all bitches and hoes, sluts and tricks. And again, women were hoes before rap music ever started, right? Men were hoes before rap music. Back in the medieval, back in the fucking, no matter, it was fucking Indian hoes out there. While the men was out there on the hunt, they was in the tent doing God knows what, but who knows? With the chief and shit. So yeah, I said it. I ratted them out. But anyway, like people have been doing things for the beat. So I'm not gonna say it's all music, but the music inspires. When you see these artists doing certain things, on the video with a bunch of women and doing all that, like how does that relate to them? Like, I mean, is there something inside of women that just relates to these things, or is it that they just want to be a part of something too? Like, what is it that makes women so willing to behave like this in these environments? Because it's not hard. You play some fucking music and all the bitch hoe twerk, drop that ass. It's gonna happen, right? And now, if you just walk up to a random woman and say, "Bitch hoe twerk, drop that ass," she's gonna tase you or hit you with some mace. It's not gonna be a good time. But the message is still the same, and it's like, it don't even have to be nothing. It could be a halfway decent beat. Bitch, just start shaking her ass. Like, it's so ingrained now. I blame Miley Cyrus for this twerking stuff. But it's so ingrained, like, that's all women know how to do now. Who are you disrespecting by your protest is shaking your ass? The first thing you do when you take a picture, you put in your ass for, like, you're promoting yourself sexually. Like, who's disrespecting what? And then you get mad when the men come at you like that. Are they inviting them to be disrespectful?
Yeah, I said the same thing, man. I'm gonna stay on the music thing, then I'm gonna go into something else. But I'm going back as far as I can remember to where it really got bad. Now, it was bad before this, but I want to say where it really got bad. That was the Nelly video. And of course, Nelly got heat for that. Oh, he disrespecting all women, blah, blah, blah. All that, all that feminist bullshit. And the first thing I thought of, I'm like, he can't be disrespecting all women because did you see the video, actually? There's no way all women are disrespected. And so it's just one of those things to where I don't understand what make people, and not just women, men to gravitate to this stuff, because I'll be goddamn, I'm finna act a fool, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not finna act a fool. I'm not finna put myself out there like that. Even as a youngster, I didn't do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing like that. I didn't, call women out their names like that unless I felt like they just start a just actual routine. I didn't do that. So to actually sit here and excuse me, to actually sit here and say that it doesn't happen this way is kind of stupid. But then also too, now let's go back and let's say, okay, cause back in the day, we used to listen to Big Daddy Kane. He respected women, whenever he did a show or a video. He was dressed up in a 3-piece suit, you know what I'm saying, trying to, do his thing and stuff like that. Then when his gangster rap started coming into the thing, you had Snoop, you had Too Short, Dr. Dre, all of them calling women bitches and hoes and all that stuff. That's when people really started liking that music more. And then you had like, I don't know if you remember this female rapper, but she's from Houston. You remember the female rapper called Choice?
Choice. No, I don't recall.
Okay. Yeah, she used to disrespect male rapper. That was back in the late 80s, early 90s. She used to disrespect men. And you never heard men talking about, oh, that's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. No, men never did that shit because we know it's disrespectful. We know that, put it like this here. We know damn well if you slap me, if I slap you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to slap me back.
Correct.
But women case, they expect to do slapping. If you slap them back, they call the police on you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is you can't expect people to just be just over here. There's always a reason why somebody did something. 9 times out of 10, there's a reason why somebody did something to you. I ain't gonna say always because that's not true. But you know what I'm saying? So when you got on a disrespect level, I'm finna get off the music now. Let's look at a lot of these videos. Let's look at a lot of these movies. What's that? New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? He had the naked women with their titties out, cooking cocaine, making cocaine, you know what I'm saying, in the house and stuff. Can't tell me that wasn't disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and let's just put it like this here. Every time you go to a club, go to a mall or somewhere, you got somebody, especially in the summertime, you got, people, you might as well say walk around half naked. You might as well say it. That is just wrong and disrespectful. Like, sometimes when I take my daughter to school, you know what I'm saying? I see all these women, basically look like they just coming off the beach and shit in 2-piece bathing suit and shit. And you got these guys, you know what I'm saying, got their damn pants hanging off their ass and shit. And I'm like, oh, my baby looking at this crap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and so it's like, it comes to one of those things to where it comes to a point to where that's like when you're young. Now that you're grown, you gotta outgrow that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, you gotta take a step. Look, man. Excuse me. Look, this is for the youngsters, the 20-year-olds, the teenagers. Now that I'm grown, you gotta start educating people. You gotta make things better. Make this world a better place before you got here. We're all making it a worse place.
Yeah, I agree. And that's part of it. Like I say, I saw Bad and Bougie saying, the video vixens were the first ones disrespected. I'm going to disagree with you, politely disagree with you, because nobody put a gun to any of these women's heads and said, hey, you better get real fucking sexy right now in this video, or that's your ass. There are women, believe it or not, and I know I'm just poking fun, that crave attention. There are people that crave attention, but there are women who crave attention. They know that, hey, this body that I have has gotten me attention and got opened doors and gotten me access all my life. Why not have the opportunity to flaunt it in a big production or something of that sort? It's the next best thing to be an actress who can't act. Walk around looking halfway sexy, shake your ass. You know what I'm saying? These women wanted that. You know what I mean? They wanted to be around that scene. They wanted to be around those people. I think probably groupies that transitioned into the industry or whatever. So I wouldn't say that they were disrespected. Now, where the disrespect falls, I think it does get weird in the music aspect because, again, like I say, maybe women just want to be a part. And maybe men, like you said, the gangster rap comes in and it's kind of fuck everybody then. It's as raw and as raunchy as you can be, but it catches on like wildfire, like you said. Everybody's listening to it. It gave people an outlet to kind of be something that they weren't. Like I say, we'll have a different discussion about rap music later because I think there's some other things in that. But, and it changed the behavior of people. You had, people getting told these stories that had no idea what the fuck was going on, or then people who did know and related to him, like, oh, yeah, I can relate to that shit. That's what's going down in my way. But the women are listening to this too, and accepting it. They're not saying, hey, you know what, this is, I feel so offended by this that I will not tolerate it. You know what I mean? If women in mass felt that way, they wouldn't listen. Now, we could talk about psychological shit. We can go into a whole bunch of nuance, but we're not going to do that because then that's just just not what the den is about. Definitely no. But the thing is just like, it's a situation where I think people, it's easier to blame. Well, it's them, and this is why, et cetera, et cetera. Women want to be admired, okay, for their physicality. Like, we can sit here and argue about whatever. Every woman wants to be viewed as beautiful. Now, the woman's idea of beauty may differ depending on who you ask, depending on how they were raised, depending on where they came from. But I think also the same thing with men. And I think women, there's two types of women in men's eyes, right? There's the kind that you smash. Well, maybe three. There's kind you just don't touch. You're just like, no way, I couldn't do it. So you don't touch. And then two, kind you smash, but you don't take home to mama. And the third is like something you want to invest a long-term situation, entanglement, relationship, whatever the word is that they're using these days in, and maybe make it something more serious. A man knows what type of woman. Now, certain men don't, because mama was one of them, and so they end up not knowing the difference, so they make the wrong one and put it in the wrong category and never realize why they keep doing it, but it is what it is. But the idea of beauty, every woman wants to be admired. So I think these women who get in these videos, their beauty is much more combined with their sexuality. And so they like to show off. They like that attention, in scantily clad clothing. They feel that's good for them. There's lots of women like that. I mean, fuck it. Get on Instagram. Regular ass women love that shit. Free attention. So, I mean, that's what Instagram is built off of. So no, they were not forced, or it was not a disrespectful thing for them to be in the video. They loved that opportunity. They capitalized on it. I'm sure they met many rich playboys and had many interesting nights from being in some of those videos.
Well, let me take it a step further. Let's go back a little bit further than the music. Let's go back to Hugh Hefner with Playboy. We all know what the hell he was doing with disrespectful to women. We all know that. Yes, he was, putting women out there in the wrong way. But guess what? He was so successful because women wanted to do it. They wanted that attention. So let's not act like it ain't true. Now, let's get off of the women for a moment. Because we all know that there was a playboy, for women. Men was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, like I said, men want that attention. They walk around, with, basically disrespecting themselves, their pants sagging, acting like they all tough guys, and act like they just can, they the shit. Damn well they ain't nothing but a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's a two-way street. Now I want to go back to what Heidi said earlier. She said something about it's a highway, women on the bike lane, something like that. You said,
yeah, women on the bike lane, men are on a 10-lane highway.
Heidi, yeah, I got to disagree with you on that one. It's a 4-lane highway, and there's 2 lanes for men, 2 lanes for women. Cause like I said, it's equal. Women disrespect men, men disrespect women. Now, I can go a little bit further and say, when a man call a woman a bitch, women find it disrespectful. So if you find it disrespectful, you should not be calling other women bitches. Well, women do. So that's a 2-lane. That's an equal street. It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? So just like women disrespect men by becoming gold diggers and shit like that. Yeah, men might fall for the might fall for the game. You know what I'm saying? Might get blinded by the sex and might get blinded by the attention that the woman give, all that stuff, because it does happen. But like I said, it's a two-way street, and I can only speak from a man's point of view because I am a guy. And have I ever been disrespected by a woman? Of course. I'm not finna sit here and act like I have not, because of course I have. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody have. You know what I'm saying? I think every man on this earth have. So you all know what it is that I'm saying. Excuse me, sorry. But at the end of the day, man, I think that this is one of those topics that kind of goes in hand with racism and with prejudice and stuff. This is one of those topics that do need to be talked about. If you want to leave this world a better place, you can't disrespect yourself and others. We have to, you know what I'm saying, put it on the forefront, be real about it, be honest, and say, look, yeah, I did this here, but you gotta admit that you did this shit too as well. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because if I'm not mistaken, I think her name was Janelle Monáe. She said men need, but she said something about men need to stop disrespecting women in their music. And I was like, she's right. I can't argue that she's right. Men do disrespect women. But let's not be blinded to the other side of it too now. You know what I'm saying? And what's his name? The other funny one came out and said it himself. He said the first thing I was thinking about when I read that, I said Megan Thee Stallion, because she is #1 right now in disrespecting men and women. Yeah, then you got Nicki Minaj, you got all these others. And like I said, like I can be honest, I said and said, yeah, men disrespect women. I gave a couple of examples. I said Snoop. I said Nelly with that tip drill video. You know what I'm saying? I even said to before, because it's true. You know what I'm saying? But let's not, you know what I'm saying, just say it's just a one-lane highway, because it's not.
Bad and bougie. See, so I'm glad you answered what you did, because you basically kind of made my points on a couple of things. One of those things being, as far as the thing about men, we're not talking about men. We're talking about women being disrespected as video vixens. And if we're talking about men and being admired, it's completely different. Men don't, as a whole, don't want to be admired for trying to be some type of model. Men don't want to be admired for their beauty. They want to be recognized for, basically what they contribute, or for their, accolades, whatever they've accomplished, like their accomplishments. It's not, hey, look at me, I'm a good-looking man. I deserve to be admired just because I look good. Hey, check me out. That's women's primary thing. Like, women's whole thing is like centered around beauty, and then everything else is kind of like orbiting around that. Like, I can't get about the house and go out with makeup. I can't go without doing my hair, girl, if I look like we, et cetera, right? And we're not going to dive in that. But so that's the difference. So yes, men may want to be admired, the more money. But again, like I say, after merit, he makes more money. He wants more admiration, but that's merit. He puts in more effort. He does something. He increases his net worth, his wealth, whatever. Like, that deserves merit. You, for existing and putting on makeup or whatever, yes, it may be a special body, it may be whatever it is, and it may be admirable, but have you really done something to take yourself to the next level? Unless you're like super fit, unless you just like, your gymnastic capabilities or something like that. But let's be honest, your average video vixen, quote unquote, ain't none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. They look like a lot of chicks you see at Walmart at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not super special fit, whatever. They just a bunch of bitches with some big asses. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Hey, you got a big old ass. Hey, bro, I can be in this music video. So like, but if they feel good for being admired, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But they enjoy it, so it's not like they're being disrespected because they enjoy that attention. And then you said something else. What was the other thing? Yes, Jada Pinkett's a terrible woman. She's the worst. And the Victoria's Secret thing, that's the same as the video vixen, right? Is it not? If you're a Victoria's Secret model walking down a runway modeling clothes that are revealing, well, you're chosen because you have a body that, acts as it's your body. You're basically chosen for your body. It makes these clothes look good, or what people perceive to look good, or whatever. And so, it's the body. Again, and yes, there are male models but it's not like, it's like 1 to whatever 1,000 fucking female models. It's not like the same. I know we're gonna reach for the anomalies. So let's go ahead and get those out the way, because I know that they're coming. But I love you nonetheless, Miss Batman. But see, again, I'm not dismissing them. What we're talking about are the video vixens who you're saying were getting disrespected. You said you felt like those early video vixens were disrespected. I'm pretty sure some of these women before they were video vixens were probably strippers and have worked in other industries. And I'm not saying that, everyone who's in a video is a stripper. But I've personally known a few, and they were. So, what's that?
Let me a little bit. I'm going to bring up a good point. This was a while back, years ago. We all know who Melissa Ford is. One of the biggest video vixens ever, who was in almost every male rapper's video, showing her ass, her titties, shaking her ass, all that stuff. She actually had the nerve to come out one day and say that women are being disrespected in these men's videos. And I was like, I can't believe she just said that. That is what you are known for. No, nobody else know who you is for any other thing. I don't even know if she's a mom. I don't know if she has a part-time job. I don't know none of it. I don't even know if she has a husband or boyfriend. I know her because I see her in almost every one of these male videos shaking her ass, putting herself out there. So for you to come out here and say women are being disrespected in these videos, it's basically something to laugh at. For me to basically something to ignore you and call you dumb and stupid. Because if you didn't do it, then maybe I would listen to you. I would say, yeah, you probably have a point. But it's like a bank robber telling me don't rob a bank. It's like a crackhead telling me not to smoke crack.
I'll take that advice. I'll definitely take that advice. You see, you're a prime example. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna ride with you. You're right, brother. High five. Here's $2. Yeah, I definitely listen to the crackhead. Only in that, for no other reason. Don't hold on, because y'all start to me. Oh, Honcho said go listen to the crackheads. The crackheads know stuff. No, only in the instance when a crackhead is telling you not to try crack do you listen to a crack. Don't listen to a crackhead for any other reason. You're wasting your time, and it's gonna be a bad time for you. All right, so just now we got that disclaimer out the way. All right.
Wow, no, but it's one of those things where you can't sit here and tell me not to do something or this is wrong when you're sitting here doing it. It's something. It's one of those things I'm just going to ignore you. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's not right. And that's why I say that it's just one-sided when it needs to be shown that it's equal. Because I'm not saying that it's not one-sided. I'm not saying that men don't do it. I'm saying that, yes, it is true, men do, but let's look at it from the other side as well, too. That's what I'm saying right there.
And here's my thing. But here's the thing. Like, if your primary focus is the body, if that's what you promote, like, no matter how you use it, whether you are a legitimate model, if you are a porn star, if you are whatever you may be, if your body is the tool that you use to promote yourself, like, you can't be upset when people want that, especially people in power. Like, why is it being used as that? Because it's attractive. It attracts people. It brings attention. And so, people with power, obviously, or even regular people like it. And so if I have the opportunity to get next to it, I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like, I don't feel like, unless you got a specific event, that as a whole these women aren't being disrespected, but it's a situation where they're putting themselves in a position where, it's almost, I won't say it's let me clarify, we're talking about video vixens, where a lot of them are willingly engaged in that behavior. So to sit here and act like, oh, they're just being no, I mean, Superhead, that's the reference you're gonna make. Superhead wrote a tell-all book. That was her come up. Like, Superhead's the worst reference. You know what I mean? Like, her name's Superhead. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear what she has to say. Like, she made it come up willingly. Ain't nobody forced her to do that. She willingly sucked a million pee-pees. Like, that's what she decided to do. Like, and that was her legacy. You know, she did a flick. Nobody forced her to do a flick, right? And I personally feel like she was overrated. Should have been called Super Hands instead of Superhead, because she was very handsy. Okay, so I mean, if you like that kind of thing, fine. You know, if that's what you're into, fine. You know, if you want a penis massage, oh, go to Superhead. All right, but if you're talking about some real life, she wasn't all that. I think she was overrated. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about Superhead being overrated. Here, we're talking about she's a terrible example to use. Like, it's for a representation for a woman in the industry. She willingly did what she had to do to get next to celebrities, and she's not the only one. Like, I've mentioned this before, there are entire websites and forums full of tens of thousands of women active daily about how to hunt down and find celebrities, actors, when they share info, all of these things, and gossip about these motherfuckers all day long. Like, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, these women are just angels. They're just look at the fucking shit. And again, you can't say, you know, how we don't judge somebody by what they're wearing. But Dave Chappelle said it best. You know, if I'm walking down the street in a cop's uniform and something goes wrong, you're gonna run up to me saying officer. You know, but I'm not a cop, right? Well, you can't be mad if you're wearing a hose uniform and somebody thinks you are a hoe. A lot of these women are wearing really sketchy shit. Like, come on, if you're walking around with your fucking bare, basically your nipples covered up. I mean, here's the thing. All right, here's how we fix all this, and I'm gonna end this, and we're gonna come back to the topic. World Star Hip Hop used to have a section. It's been a long time. It's been a few years since I've been over there. Not the fight section. I used to love the fight videos, but it used to have a section, the candy section, something like that. I think it was like candy, and they had some other ones, right? There's no rappers in these sections. It's just video vixens. Or girls who want to be and sometimes multiple women in a video, whatever it may be. Those are the women that want to be involved in the rap and all that other stuff, or a lot of, you know, the Instagram models, whatever. Those women are doing those things to themselves. They're sexualizing themselves willingly. No man is saying, hey, go make this video, and all the rappers, they're doing it because they want to be viewed that way. And they're okay with it. And if that's how they want to be viewed, that's fine. I'm not judging them. But to sit here and act like, oh, they're just being disrespected and sexual, they're willing to do that. That's how they're putting themselves out there. And if they're okay with it, who am I to say that, you know, hey, wag my finger, you know, that's a no-go, it's you. You know. But what I'm saying, you know, but here's my thing. A lot of them, those super celebrity models and all that, they may not be superhead to the lower tier celebrities, but trust me, there's some people with some long pockets that are treating these models like their own personal harem. You know, like, there's a reason they get paid these big. But don't be surprised, you know, if your favorite model has done something strange for them. These are supposed to be some of the most beautiful women on earth, right? Okay, hey. If my money's long enough to put, you know, an adjustment in your bank account, everybody has a price, right? So again, I'm just saying, I don't put them above anybody. Who knows what they've done? A lot of people have done a lot of shady stuff, and some people have done it the right way. Who knows? But I'm not going to say anybody's better than anybody else. That's all I'm saying. But let's bring it back. Disrespect. Speaking of disrespect, I don't know how many of y'all are video game watchers. Dr. Disrespect got canceled from Twitch. That's just random. But let
me put it like this here, man. I agree with what you're saying, and that's why. And you and Bad and Bougie, yeah, she is basically saying, proving my point. She's only seeing one side of it, or at least wanting to argue one side of it. I put it like that. Because, like I just said, man, like you said, nobody's making you do this. You're deciding to create your social media account. You're deciding to put yourself out there like that. Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen this meme where this one girl was in the mirror in her damn drawer talking about, look at my earrings. You know what I'm saying? Standing in front of a mirror like this, talking about, look at my earrings. Knowing damn well she was trying to show off her ass.
Yeah.
But just because she said, look at my earrings, that's what, you know what I'm saying, that's what she thinking that people are paying attention to. That's what she said. No, I ain't trying to do that. I said, look at my earrings. But she wants to look at your earrings. You can put them in your damn hand and take a picture of them.
Correct.
So come on now.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting yourself out. You know exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
So that's not.
I agree, because sink ass wouldn't be a thing. Like, we wouldn't know that is a certified pose. Like, if women weren't craving attention, women have poses that men can't do. Men have like one picture pose. They can chunk up a deuce, you know, little prison pose or something like that. Women have props and accessories. They go into the fucking bathroom and prop a little pancake ass on the fucking sink, and it fucking looks like it's, working with something. And then, it's deceptive. So not only are they using tools, they're deceptive with the tools. So they want fake attention. They're terrible people. I'm disgusted. The more I think about this, the more disgusted I get. Just women are bad. Oh my God. It's terrible.
Just said it's disrespectful men talking like they in prison knowing damn well they ain't never seen what the streets look like before, and they still they got guns, and that's stupid and dumb as well too. You see what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. Like, look, this is why I say this is one of those topics that I put up there with racism and prejudice that we have to talk about. We have to, because we're doing this to ourselves, to each other, and it's like we can't even recognize it. We can't even see it, because we're constantly saying, putting it on somebody else, and not realizing we're doing it too. That's all I'm saying right there.
And what's funny that all the topics you mentioned that you say you put in the category with, they all come from one main source, and I think that's ignorance. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's, race is ignorance. It's just like a lack of understanding of other cultures. It is what it is, and a prejudice, things like that. I'm just judging you because I don't even know who you are. I'm ignorant to who you really are, but I'm going to judge you prior to. But even a situation like this, like with men and women, it's being ignorant to the fact that if we're going to be real about it, everybody's guilty. Everybody's equally as guilty. But we look foolish for only pointing the finger at the other side without not saying, hey, you know what? We're also contributing to the problem. And I think that's kind of the area where it gets twisted. Like you were talking about Janelle Monáe is like, well, she's only pointing at the men. Well, yeah, the men are doing it, but the women are also doing it. So even if the men were to stop, you still have a problem. So it needs to be addressed as a whole, instead of just pointing fingers at the other side, because then that's what causes you said this or you said that, or, the back for it becomes a bickering about something, how it's presented more so than the substance of the conversation, and I think that's the problem.
Let's put it like this. Let's get off the music. Let's put it like this. Do you think Jada Pinkett disrespected her marriage?
Yes.
That's my whole point. Let me step out on my wife. Everybody right now would call me all kinds of names. My wife would beat the shit out of me, of course, but that's besides the point. Let me do that. Everybody, I would be all kinds of wrong motherfuckers. I'm a dog. I'm all these kind of names. But I've seen it where people are praising Jada Pinkett for trying to find her happy place, for trying to be successful in life, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? This woman stepped out on her marriage. Yes, I know some people finna grade say Will Smith gave them his blessing and blah, blah, blah. Still, at the end of the day, you are married. It is disrespectful to do that. And like I just said, if you can't see that's wrong, something is wrong with you.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it was so tough, like knowing what you were there for, it was so tough that for her to even admit it, she had to make up a word. Like, not make up a word, it's a word, but it's just like she had to, she couldn't even admit that, he asked if she cheated. It was an entanglement. Like, couldn't even admit, like, come on, own this shit. But that's the thing. And here's the thing between men and women, right? And again, ladies, I love y'all. Then ladies, y'all are a special breed. If y'all deal with my nonsense and bullshit on a nightly basis, y'all have to be very special. So I thank y'all. But women are raised to be happy. You should find happiness. You should find love. The princess movie, happily ever after. Like they condition women to think that it's going to be this one button,
everything's going to work this way. You find love is going to be it's all about your happiness. It's all about your sanity. It's all about you making sure your energy is good and all of these things. On the other hand, men are raised, just get it done. Hey, sometimes you got to sacrifice. Hey, you're going to be the bottom one on the totem pole. It is what it is because you're blessed with certain strengths and abilities physically. You have to take the brunt of some of these things. It is what it is. And so that's where I think the clash is because, men don't get to think that way. We're not entitled to think that way because just like you said, if it would have been Will busting up, I don't know, some young Philly in Hollywood or the music industry or whatever, they would talk about how he's almost a damn pedophile. They would talk about how disgusting it is. He's cheating on his wife. What about his family? Not only is he cheating on his wife, what about, you didn't hear anything about it. They didn't say nothing about the kids with Jay. No, shit, they taking they knew what the fuck. They're taking whole pictures, but basically Will replaced, you feel me? With old buddy in his situation. So, but women look at it like, well, again, like you said, well, she had to be happy. She just wasn't happy. How is that married? There's nowhere in the vows that says, well, till happiness do you part, as long as you're happy. Well, the happy meter is low, so you got to go. I don't know where this idea came from that if you're not happy, then, it's okay. That's the majority of divorce. That's the majority of the problem. It doesn't even have to be that the man is doing something necessarily. I'm just not happy. And then you live in a world where everything is pushed to women to make you feel like shit. We don't make you feel like, other women make you feel like shit. The magazines, the well, 10 reasons why you're a fat ass. There's 72 ways you're not going to get that man. You know what I'm saying? 13 movies you're going to watch tonight because you're fucking lonely. You know what I'm saying? 10 vets to take your cat to because you're a fucking spinster. It's just it's to the point where these are the motherfuckers telling you not good enough. Men ain't telling you shit. Y'all are listening to gay men and other women telling y'all crazy shit. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about y'all. And then again, like I said, arguing with the motherfuckers that is trying to be with y'all. So it's a crazy deal. Like I say, ignorance. It's just people are not taking the time to really look at what's going on and say, hey, you know what? We're all a little piece of the problem. How can we all, resolve this as a whole instead of trying to lump all the blame on everybody else? You know what I'm saying? And then absolving myself of any responsibility when I'm just as much part of the problem, if not more. So, like I said,
that's what I'm saying. You just even take it to admit, okay, I was wrong. Yeah, now people are going to say they have an open marriage. A lot of people are going to say Will was okay with it. But that's besides the point. That's not what marriage is really for. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be one of those that's out there doing that, then don't get married. Get married. Because I have not seen Will out there, with other women. I've only seen Jada out there with other men. She even admitted how she's still in love right now with Tupac. She admitted she's still in love with Tupac. She told Will that to his face.
But Will is Will has been emasculated, basically. Like you said, with that's what kind of shit is that? But allegedly that she Jada's a lying ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? How you still in love with Tupac? You talking about you ain't never fuck with the nigga? Something is up with that. But the kid, the son, who is questionable. Talking about Tyler the Creator is his daddy. The daughter wrote a letter to Tupac. Were you even alive? You weren't even alive when Tupac was alive. What are you doing writing a letter to Tupac? Somebody did so it's Will doesn't even get that respect in his own household. He gets disrespected blatantly in his own household. And so it's part of that is on him. The majority of that's all on him actually for not taking control of his household. But getting with the type of woman you got with her, getting whatever, if it was open or whatever, letting her convince you and all this stuff. But then there's rumors and allegations of other things with Will. I don't have facts or proof. People say whatever they say. It is what it is. Bad and bougie. You said or men who. Let me pull that up. What did you say? Said something about men who call black dark-skinned women angry and ghetto. Well, they are. Okay. But I love them nonetheless. So I mean, two things can be true. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that either one of those is exclusive. Dark-skinned women are angry and ghetto, the majority, but I also love them to death. I think they're the most attractive women on the face of the planet. So, am I wrong? Can I believe both things and it still be okay? It is what it is. You gotta send a proof. I don't want to see no proof. I don't want to see no proof. I don't want to see no. We gonna have a damn Discord after this. If we gonna talk about celebrities, I don't look. They might see my channel and shut it down. Yeah, we gonna talk about some shit in Discord after this. You know what I'm saying? It is bad and bougie. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's true. I put my Honcho stamp on it. But yeah, so like, how do you recover from a situation like that, or is it too far gone as a man? Like, the Will Smith situation. Like, how do you recover from something like that? Like, if your family has gone to the point where they don't even look at you as a head of house, no patriarchy in the Smith household. Like, do you think it's too far for him? Like, has it gone too far for him to gain respect back from his family, or is there a chance?
There's always a chance. Is it going to be tough? Yes. Is it going to be nearly impossible? Yes. But it should have never got that far. Off the bat, man, I don't know their situation, so I can't say. But off the bat, they should have came out and said, look, this is what I like. This is what I want out of life. I want this. I want that. I like this. I don't. All that good stuff. And at the end of the day, they should have decided, well, yeah, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do that. That's just how it goes. Now, to go ahead and further answer your question, is it, man, I'm going to put it like this here. If I was in that situation right now, I would say, you know what? I know about divorce data. She's going to take all my money, everything I worked hard for. My kids are grown now, basically doing their own thing. So I'm not going to have to come off too much money for them. So at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I'm gone. Now, like, I can't sit here and say he's been disrespected too much because I don't know their situation. But I'm just on the outside looking in, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, if that was me, and my wife was with other men like this, and out there openly public with it as well too, didn't give a damn. Just the hell with me and my feelings, and the hell with our relationship and what we build together and all that stuff. I'll be like, you know what? Fuck it. It ain't cheaper to keep her. That dude that made that song, he's a damn. It ain't cheaper to keep her. That's a damn. No. I'm sorry. He a lot. And I can attest to that through my own personal experiences. It's cheaper to let her ass go. It'll save you some headaches. It'll save you death in the end. Let her ass go. But that would mean, no, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm stingy. I'm not sharing my woman. No, this is my woman. The ratio on this earth, I think they said it's 3 to 1. More women than men. You can go find your woman.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I know I need me at least 2. That's it's 2020. That's just 2 twos in 2020. I need both of them 2020 vision. I can see both of them clearly. We gonna get this teamwork, make the dream work. I'm gonna start taking applications. You know what I'm saying? Early September. No, I'm not looking at the other I don't trust you. But shout out to Professor Trill. I agree though, right? But even with that, and again, we don't know exactly what was going on in the household, nor do I necessarily care to. But for the way he's represented and carried himself out in the public, other than other allegations, like, yeah, why not Will? Will seems to be a stand-up guy, never have had any issues, extremely talented, is from rapping to acting, and like I say, just an all-around entertainer. What else do you want, right? That's the prototypical nice guy, right? That women want. Women don't want him. Nobody wants him. You don't really hear women. I don't know. Like when we've had like conversations about celebrities and hall passes and things like that. I don't think I've ever heard anybody mention. Nobody's mentioned Will Smith. Like Idris Elba's and all those other characters, guys, they're probably older than Will Smith, and all these other, like nobody, because he's not viewed like that. You know what I mean? He's just a nice guy. He's a funny guy, probably a friendly guy, whatever. But you don't hear women talk about that they have admiration for Will Smith. And again, I'm sure he's a power player in Hollywood. He's probably one of the higher paid actors. He's got a fucking litany of movies. He did Independence Day, man. So, you know.
Yeah. And that goes to the proof right there. They say nice guys finish last. I mean, hey, look how he's getting treated. And we always hear how a woman wants a man that provides, that works, that take care of the household, all that good stuff. Like you said, besides accusations, because there's no proof of it, we just going by what other people say. I'm not saying he did or didn't do anything. I don't know. But besides that, what have he done? He's never been in jail. He's never been in gangs. He's never done nothing crazy.
He got in one little fight and his mom got scared.
And she moved him to LA. But yeah, it's like that's nothing.
Yeah.
What he's doing, what we always hear women say they want us to do, and he's still getting disrespected.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like I said, it's just those niggas sending videos. I ain't finna watch no video in the middle of a stream. Nigga, what the hell wrong with you? This is beyond the funny. I fucks with beyond the funny. That's my guy, but he's crazy. He's crazy. He lost his man. But that's the thing, man. Like, I think women say one thing, and this is why we always talk about, no, we don't. Yes, y'all do. Women, what is wrong with us? Or if there are any ladies still laughing at it, probably this is one of those Honcho bashing on a women nights. I'm finna get up out of here early tonight. I ain't finna listen to this shit. I ain't got time for Honcho bullshit. Goddamn, not tonight. So my thing is just like, why, ladies? And again, what is wrong with Will Smith? If any ladies have an opinion, what is wrong with Will Smith? Why is he not, put in that list of Hollywood sex symbols? Why is he not viewed as a man that is ideal to women? Because he was apparently been a good father in the kids' lives. Has been with in this relationship for too goddamn long apparently.
Women don't know what
again, it's just been there and done all the right things. Like I said, no hiccups, no issues, no nothing. It's like women don't know what they want. I appreciate the love, King Josh. I appreciate the love, Professor Trill. So, and it's just like, it's a crazy situation. Again, it's just like, that's why we argue back and forth. What is it? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Venus has had 5G for a long time, and y'all signals is all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we can't communicate. The 5G got the trees falling off on Venus or whatever the fuck they got out there. And so when we're trying to communicate back and forth, y'all sending us bad signals. Y'all saying one thing, but as it gets translated through the ether and the atmosphere, and then we get the signal on Mars, it sounds like something completely different. So, yeah.
And that's what it is. He fits the typical prototype that women say they want. He's tall. He's good looking. He makes money. He works. He take care of the household. That's what we hear all the time. Mm-hmm. Am I right or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. I just want a nice guy who treats me right. It seems like Will does all these things, but maybe that's not the case. Again, you're in a relationship for a long time. Some people don't appreciate things. Sometimes things get stale. And again, if they agreed upon it, it's who am I to judge if that's what's what? But that face that he made, again, he is a professional actor. This is how he makes his millions. The face he made and the body language seemed different. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm guessing now, because people talking about it being an open relationship and stuff like that. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. This is all pure speculation. Again, I don't know any of this shit. I don't really care to. But everybody's always had rumors. What if I've heard like swingers kind of having rules, like people in those things having rules, like you could fuck with other people, but they don't want you getting like sensual with other people. You know what I mean? Almost in a relationship type manner. And maybe that's where some kind of code was broken. They don't want, it's just about sex or something like that. Not about necessarily the intimacy. And maybe, that's the intimate entanglement that she got caught up in that led to where we are now. Maybe that's what maybe upset. Maybe he realized that it wasn't just physical; it was some feelings or something in there, or whatever and whatnot. Like I don't know. I'm speculating again. Like I said, just
Yeah.
saying stuff. Appreciate the love, Judge.
Like I said, we're on the outside looking in, so we can only speak of what we see. And I just brought up that situation because that's kind of proof of what I was saying. Is that it's like when women do it, it goes overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, oh, that ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like women cheating in a relationship. That's the reason why I brought up Jada Pinkett. You know what I'm saying? Because when women cheat in a relationship, don't too many people get upset about that. They don't get upset. But if the man cheat, oh man, it's like a lynching. It's like they got the torches ready to come to his house and burn him alive. It's like, come on now, this is a equal playing field. Why is it only anger on this end and not on that end? Like I said, this is one of those discussions that we really do have to have because we are ignoring the problem. We are ignoring it. And I know it doesn't go with racism and prejudice. I know that's kind of far off, but I'm linking it together because like this is a serious thing. If you want change, you have to be honest and be real about it and talk about it and say, okay, this is what I done. This is what you done. What can we do to fix this and not make this happen again? What can we do to say, okay, we both was wrong in this situation. Let's make it better. And I brought up somebody in my own family that's close to me, like my sister, like I said, her husband does disrespect her and stuff like that. So I can't say that he doesn't, because he does. But she ignores the fact that when you bring other men into the house, and I'm not talking about me because I'm brother. When you bring other men into the house, that's disrespect too. And when I said something to her, she got so defensive. You need to stay the fuck out of my business. Blah, blah, blah. This is what I do what I want to do. Hold up now. You brought me into this, so of course I'm going to say something. Yeah. And I'm not defending him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending him. I'm trying to get you to see what you're doing is wrong as well. So I'm saying?
Sometimes people bring you in a conversation or into a situation because they want you to co-sign them or they want you to, just kind of agree to reinforce their beliefs or what they was thinking. And when you don't do that, boy, they'll get mad at you quick. They want to take, as soon as they bring you in, they want to get you out. So that's that's crazy though. That's super wild. So a lot of crazy things. Like I said, it's been a while since we've we've really been able to chop it up. And I know lots of things have been going on. But we've had all kind of protests. I know you're a Texans fan, like myself. And we're not going to talk sports, y'all. But also, a Houstonian. And so not just Kenny, but Trey the Truth, who's been doing a remarkable effort. And I'm going to be honest, like as of late, like the last couple of weeks, I'm going to talk about it here in a second. My perspective on a lot of things have kind of been changed, and I'm going to get into detail on that. But a guy like Trey has been just doing a remarkable job. I mean, from Hurricane Harvey to, as far as, being out in the protests and doing all those things. Again, my thing is this: even though I may not support a person's belief or, their politics or whatever, like I can only commend somebody who puts the skin in the game, puts their money where their mouth is, who takes action behind the things they say. If you really support what you say, then, I commend you for that. Like I can't hate you now, even if we may be on differing sides, and I respect the fact, you're doing what you're doing. But like I said, Trey, out there doing a lot for the cause he believes in. And even before the Hurricane Harvey, like he would go to prisons, he had programs where he was doing jail, like, that's why he had the day. And he was like, Trey's been doing a lot for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so, these guys both end up getting into a little situation, right? I guess they were at the Attorney General. They were either at the District Attorney's house or the Attorney General. I keep fucking it up. And like I say, they were posted up in the yard and they ended up getting arrested. Do you have any personal thoughts on celebrities and athletes, or I guess it would be celebrities. Do you feel different about those who actually get out there for the causes compared to those who just kind of sit back and preach from their ivory tower? Or do you think it's all celebrity, it's either all good, all bad? Like, what are your thoughts on celebrities getting involved in some of these movements that have been going on as of late?
It depends on how they're getting involved. So I'm gonna put it like that first, because some people can get involved and end up making a situation worse than what it is. But tell the truth. Now, I'm not 100%.
No.
And I do know about the stuff he does in the community in Houston. So this dude here,
Trey
y'all
only
don't know who
makes
that
poor
is.
chest
Yes, he is a
covering
Houston
decisions.
rapper.
Tears of joy, tears of
This
joy.
man does try to make a change in the city. Now, because to me, he's kind of like Slim Thug. He does try to make a change in the city. He does put his platform. He does use his platform for the better. But tell the truth, getting arrested, I look at it like this. There's a lot of times that people that's in these peaceful protests. I can't get my words right. They do get arrested basically for just speaking their mind, not doing anything crazy, not threatening anybody or anything crazy. They do get arrested. Now, stuff like that, I do. And that's basically what he was doing. And that's also Kenny Stills too as well. I want to talk about him because I don't want to get tempted to talk about sports. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But that's why I'm gonna go back to Trey the Truth. So y'all know I'm linking them together. I'm just not saying the names. I'm not saying both of the names. So, but with Trey the Truth though, man, like I said, I'm not 100% fully aware of everything that happened because I didn't read the whole thing. I didn't check it all out. But from what I've read and heard about and stuff like that, I have no problem with what he was doing. He was trying to make a change, and that's commendable. I respect the man for that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you were talking about earlier, that girl that was basically thinking she was on a stripper pole in a damn, what I'm saying, out there in a damn t-shirt talking about Black Lives Matter, but in her damn drawers, basically, doing shit like that. That is the dumbest shit ever. Like you said, the damn police officers got a damn woody thinking they finna get them. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm showing my age talking about getting a woody. Damn, I'm showing my age. Damn. but but yeah, when you're doing something like that girl was, hell no. I think that was the most stupidest thing on earth. And they was encouraging her to do that, to keep going. But see, nobody was encouraging Trey the Truth for being, for trying to stand up, speak his mind, do what he felt was right. Now, like I said, he didn't do nothing crazy. He didn't threaten the cop's life. He didn't threaten to do any kind of harm or nothing like that. He was basically a peaceful protest that I guess the police didn't like it, or he wasn't following the instructions 100% to the T. So, they took him to jail. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They, they say you.
I was talking so much shit about y'all. I wish y'all would have heard it. I'm sorry. It's above me now. So I really, it just won't have the same vibe. I really wish y'all would have heard that, but this is where we are now. So anyway, we'll move on. You know, we just got to move forward. That's just what we do.
What the hell?
But no, but my thing is, like I say, I lost my train of thought talking crazy. Yeah, but about trade, like there was about 87 people who got arrested, and I want to say like at the district attorney's house, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe initially, yeah, I'm trying to talk about the goddamn district attorney. I started young. He must be a born motherfucker. Goddamn. But I guess I think initially that he was okay with the protesting in the streets, but I guess once it hit his house, it became an issue, and I think that's what should be done. You got to like make it present to the people that matter. Like march in the middle of the street, with everyday citizens. Like, excuse me, you're probably gonna do more inconvenience than you're gonna persuade people. You know what I mean? Most people already have a stance and they feel how they feel about whatever. And that's what you're entitled to that. So it's cool. But
yeah,
it's just like again, I don't know, man. It's just it's a crazy situation because.
Now let's talk about that girl that was basically giving a lap dance to the police officers in the middle of the street. I mean, she wasn't giving a lap dance, but might as well say she was.
But there was multiple ones. There was multiple. Like there were multiple incidents of twerking. There was two, like as Charles Barkley would say, big old women twerking on one cop. And he was a solitude Caucasian cop, just minding his business. Next thing you know, ass all on his uniform. You know what I'm saying? So getting butt on the badge. I don't know what's going on. They just all on. He wasn't expecting that. But I give him an A for effort because he didn't budge. He just stood there minding his business for the most part. But then, like I said, the other one. She was like in the middle of the road. Gets kind of by the roadblock, and she just twerking. And then they encouraged they had an interview with her afterwards on I guess her not what is the kids Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the fuck y'all using. And she on there talking and justifying because my sexuality and this is how I expect. You goofy bro, shut the fuck. What your sexuality ain't got shit to do with fucking Black Lives Matter. And that's the reason why, like I said, I don't support this shit because it's like. It has turned into something else. You've turned to people who are concerned with their sexuality more than anything else. Like, I don't understand how you function, like that. If the whole way you must be identified is make sure you acknowledge my sexual preferences before anything else. I'm like, that's dumb as shit to me. But again, it kind of is what it is, and this is where we are now. But that mentality has people thinking that twerking is some kind of a statement. Because it was something I think we talked about was it last year? I think it was last year around the Pride thing. Because we were talking about some of those Pride festivals where they were taking the kids and stuff to. You got motherfuckers twerking in the middle of the Pride thing, but against by the cops or something. It was supposed to be a protest. Twerking is not a protest. It's something you do in a fucking club to signal potential people to fuck you. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Like, hey, look at me, what I can do with my ass cheeks. You would probably like to see me do this naked. Come embrace me. Or something of that nature. Maybe that sounds kind of a little rapey, but, my thing is just like, it's something to entice somebody. How is this a fucking protest? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like I say, it's just, the logic behind some of this shit is baffling.
I look at it like this, man. At the end of the day, this whole movement, I get it and I understand it. I said this plenty of times in my video. I understand it, to the fullest. I get it. But the way you're going about it says a lot. The way you go about it. Now, I know we are bringing up only the bad things, or the crazy things, and not the real things. The real. Because this is what we see, what's put out there. Even not just by the media, even by people that out there with them, this is the only thing they're putting out there. It's the negative stuff, the crazy stuff. So when you see that, of course you're gonna say, "Wait a minute, hold up." This ain't right. So by her doing that, all she did was basically want to bring attention to herself. You cannot sit here and tell me by you basically stripping in the damn middle of the street.
Pretty much.
It's like you basically putting yourself out there like that in the middle of the street. if Black Lives Matter, you'd be talking about stop killing us. We don't deserve this. Whatever, whatever you want to say. But by you out there shaking your ass, showing the cops what you got between your legs, all that stuff, come on,
Man,
that's not right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Your Black Matter.
It really hold on, I'm catching up on some shenanigans here. But that's the thing too. And again, like I said, with the Black Lives Matter, it's become such a crazy thing. Like I mean, like I don't even know if anybody knows what motherfuckers are really going after anymore. Like you got all these little subsects of people like saying, "Oh, this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want." Yeah, and I'm just like wondering, is any real progress being made? In your opinion, how do you feel like these protests have garnered any progress for Black people, or have they just lined the pockets of others?
Well, I can say this here. I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. For the most part, I think it has kind of sparked a little bit of change. And let me explain what I mean. Back in the day when there was Black Lives Matter marching and stuff, it was only Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's mix of all races from all different countries.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that at first, so I can say that it has sparked change.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm sitting here talking about the crazy nonsense that these people are doing, you gotta sit back and look. Yeah, it has sparked some change. Now, has it actually done some changing? There's only time to tell. But it has sparked to where, okay, everybody's starting to open up their eyes to this stuff. Everybody's starting to see, okay, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because I was watching Skip and Shannon on Undisputed. And Skip even said it, Skip Bayless, he even said, a lot of people, and my wife is one of them, but he had a good point. He said, that now you got people of all races out there, protesting. That's something that didn't happen before.
Correct.
So now more people are opening up their eyes to what's going on and start to say, okay, enough is enough. Because at first it was just Black people saying, stop killing us.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's everybody saying, okay, cut this mess out. Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got that, to me that can say it's sparking some kind of change.
Mm-hmm.
At least it's trying to promote change. I'll put it like that. It's trying to promote change.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it lining people's pockets, you ask? I'm not gonna say it's lining people's pockets, but it has made it to where some people are basically saying that, oh, okay, I can do that. I can use this to try to get what I want out of this situation. So that has, been the case as well too.
And like I say, and it's crazy, like I say, because, and the reason what I meant by like lining people's pockets, not necessarily, like the individuals, but, some of these groups affiliated with even the organization itself, because you see all these companies, you see people donating money to, various things, and I've talked to a lot of people recently, and somebody told me, I just donated to Black Lives Matter. I'm like, why'd you do that? Go get your money back. But, it is what it is. It's like, if you do support, I'm just fucking with you. Do what you do, man. Like, be the change you want to see in the world, all those things. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's so much going on. That's my thing. Like, what is the unified message? And if it is the message that we're going by on, like say the website, then I don't want nothing to do with it. Because, like I say, for you or I, there are no benefits. You know what I mean? And so, but now if you or I, one of us would end up dead at the hands of law enforcement or something like that, they'd be more than happy to leverage that attention towards that cause. But they're not coming to bat for us, really. Not Black men. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the women who founded it, I know they're all lesbians, but I think her partner is white. So when they say these things about white people, Because Don Lemon also said some things about white men or whatever. And again, like I say, this one of these chicks, she's with a white woman. Like you're saying all these crazy things about white people are doing this, and this, and all this. Like, how do you think their partners feel about it? Do you think they support them no matter what, or like, is it awkward? That motherfuckers probably be in the race playing in the bedroom anyway. Who knows? So they probably don't give a fuck. I don't know. But anyway, but what do you think? How would you perceive like if your partner's interracial? Like, how would they take something like that?
Perfect example. You know, the rapper Eve, she said it's hard to talk to her husband about race because he's white and she's black. She even said that herself. It's hard to have those kind of conversations with him. So, and I can say this here. I'm gonna put it like this. I feel comfortable enough to have this conversation with people do because everybody needs to know where you stand, where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Your background, who you are as a person, things like that. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but you get my point. And you can't do that if you're constantly being scared and nervous about everything. You know what I'm saying? So I would say do it. You know, have those conversations. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. You're cool with this person for a reason. So you're gonna have those awkward moments, those not so feel good moments. For example, I'm gonna put it like this. Yes, my wife is black. She's dark skinned as I am. She's not black like Teacher Campbell. She's black like Pam. And me and her have a different opinion on Black Lives Matter. I don't like it. I don't support it. She likes it. And I sent you a text, Honcho, what I was talking about before, and on what I'm talking about on this. But I don't like it because people only want to talk about Black Lives Matter when a non-black person gets killed when a non-black person kills a black person. And I'm just going by the whole title of the movement, Black Lives Matter. Sure. What about supporting black lives when they're struggling? Help them, you know what I'm saying, become a better person. You know, help them through college. Help them, you know, get out of a bad neighborhood. You know, things like that. But none of that stuff comes up with Black Lives Matter. Only when a non-black person kills a black person. Nobody says Black Lives Matter when a non-black person holds a black person down from getting a job or going to get a nice car or anything like that. Nobody says anything like that. So that's why I take it that name, Black Lives Matter. I take it all the way with the lives part. My life matter in getting a job. My life matter and getting out of a bad neighborhood. I had to get myself out of a bad neighborhood, out of a bad situation. You see what I'm saying? So nobody was protesting. You see what I'm saying? And some of y'all know what happened, you know, last week. I talked about it. There was no marching or nothing like that in that situation. There was no protesting. So that's why I don't really support this Black Lives Matter thing because it's somewhat hypocritical. You know, that's how I see it. I know everybody sees it different, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat from that. Don't care. This is how I see it. Because if Black Lives Matter, it would matter across the board, not just in this one particular little circumstances. No, it will matter across the board. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I'm saying because what happens is you base the value of a black life on the killer or the murderer, whoever killed this person. So a black life has become more valuable because they were shot by a white man, or a black life has become more valuable because it was shot by an Asian or a store owner or something like that, as opposed to, you know, the motherfucker, your next door neighbor, you know, broke in your house and then shot you and stole your shit or, you know, killed, whatever it may have been. Like the things that are more likely to happen. Brothers and sisters fighting and stabbing each other over the last piece of fried chicken. It was a real story that happened a couple of years ago. But, you know, like, it's just like, man, the real danger is this. And I know somebody says, you know, what's what do I propose to be the solution? Well, I'd have to see the same problem, right? And so what's going on is They're talking about, black men getting killed in the streets and things like this. These outcomes are extremely unfortunate. Like, I don't want anybody to lose their life. I think you have to look at each and every one of them. Now, some of these were way more egregious. Like Philando Castile to me was like egregious. That should have been something that got it fired up. George Floyd, this situation right now, just to watch that's, crazy. And there's so many others. I mean, it gets to the point where, some of them you can kind of pick and choose and, depending on the details, some people, but some people are like all in behind any one of them. And some of these stories are not good people doing not so great things that just happen to get caught up in a fucked up situation. But just because they got killed by somebody of a different color, we want to run behind that and say, oh, look, this. Maybe we need to look at what was going on, why this person was in this situation, or what it is. But again, I'm not saying that should give the right, unless, you're brandishing a weapon, in some cases they were. That doesn't give you the right to take somebody's life. I don't think that gives law enforcement, unless your life is immediately threatened. You're not the judge, jury, and executioner. Your job is to get them under arrest, and transport them to a facility where they can be properly processed, et cetera, et cetera. But I get it. Sometimes things happen.
What, Bad Bougie? I agree with you. You got to start somewhere. But this is what I'm saying, though. I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing what me and Honcho is saying. Yes, you got to start somewhere. But let's not only focus on this one thing. Focus on the whole thing. We're going by the title, Black Lives Matter. Pay attention to that. Black Lives Matter. Now, would Black Lives Matter if there was no, I'm going to go ahead and say it, if there was no white person killing a black person? Yeah. Would there be a Black Lives Matter movement? More than likely, no. What I'm saying is, if my life mattered if my life is supposed to matter to everybody, why not just my whole life? Why not I matter before I get killed by someone who's not black? Because nobody's sitting here saying Black Lives Matter when a black person kills a black person. We're only seeing it when a non-black person kills a black person. And then, like I said before, if Black lives are supposed to matter, why don't you help that black person live a more successful life by helping them go to college, by educating them, by getting them out of their bad situation, by when they're down, they need someone to talk to, be their ears, for them to vent, get something off their chest, because that's everybody, But like I said, think about this. With Black Lives Matter movement, would that be what it is right now if there was no black person being killed by a white person or a non-black person, put it like that? Because it only seems to come up when a white person, mainly a white cop, but only when a white person kills a black person. But nobody is saying Black Lives Matter when Pookie shoot Ray Ray.
Yeah. And real quick, this because I know there's a couple of folks in there saying, what are you going to do? What is this? Here, one, like I say, the problem that is being proposed, like with, the cop issue, any loss of life is terrible. But again, I think that a lot of this gets skewed. A lot of it's picking and choosing, because there's a lot of wild shit that happens. Again, I know I was just on vacation a couple of months ago, so I'm around I was spent some time around the motherfuckers who have those interactions, who end up in that place for those reasons. So my deal is I look at it and from past dealings, from firsthand experience, some of these situations are very sketchy. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are egregious, I'm gonna call them like they are. But there's a lot of situations where motherfuckers was out doing dirt, got caught up, and then got up in a fucked up situation, had weapons on them, whatever it may have been, and then people want to get behind, you shouldn't have done nothing. I remember when it was a dude, they were mad because he robbed a dollar store, robbed the Dollar General or whatever, and the other customer had a gun on him, shot him, and killed him because he had, he was robbing, so had the clerk at gunpoint, and people were mad about that, trying to start a situation like you can't get behind everything. And I'm not saying that's what it all is, but my issue, straight up and down, as a straight black man, as a straight black man with a family, Black Lives Matter, the organization. There, you can go on their website and you can see what it is that they propose. Nowhere in there does it say anything about the black family. Nowhere in there does it say anything about black men. It talks about LGBT. It talks about changing what we consider the family structure. It talks about all this, basically deconstructing the purpose that we as black men, straight black men, are here for. To be, the either the head of household, to be the protector of the family, or whatever it is. Their whole mission is to fuck all that shit up. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, you don't work without family. Like, who deliberately wants to start creating situations of single motherhood and, putting people in a situation of power? Like, this has been the detriment for fucking years. And we can get into, wrong right, women's right, abortions and all that. We can get into all this other stuff. But they have issues in there. You go read their little 10 things. Like, if you support it, go read those 10 things. But I want you to read them from my perspective. Read them from Man Up's perspective. Imagine you being a straight black man with a family, or, in society, and they're hollering Black Lives Matter. They're using the motherfuckers who look like you, who are getting killed, to motivate, to stimulate, to stoke the fires. But when it comes down to, well, what are we trying to accomplish? It ain't about you at all. It ain't got shit to do with you. We don't give a fuck about you. Only when you get shot. Get shot, and then, we'll use you as the face. But behind the scenes, we don't give a fuck about. That's not what we support. So fuck Black Lives Matter. Like, that's what y'all gotta get. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what y'all aren't realizing. Like, I am a black man. Why would I not support Black Lives Matter? It seems stupid, right? There has to be a legitimate reason. Do I hate black people? No, that's fucking retarded. Like, there has to be a reason. Black Lives Matter is not for me. They're not fighting the fight for me. If something was to happen to me and I was convenient enough to be that face, oh yeah, justice for Honcho. But right now, as a black man, they're not pushing anything for me. So, like, I don't give a fuck about them. I can't support them. They're not out and supporting me. And again, I've had multiple interactions with law enforcement. I haven't had these outcomes. Why? It's certain things that just happen in a situation. Like, you got to play it more like, I understand rights and respect and all that. And like I say, the George Floyd was like a fucked up situation. Philando Castile was a fucked up situation. Like, the ones that were for, you got to call it. Like, that's a fucked up situation. It needs to be resolved. What was it? Walter Scott, like, fucked up situation. Like, those, it's cut and dry. But when you're a nigga in a situation, you know what it is. Like, if I know I'm in a situation where I'm aware I'm a large black man in America, you know what I'm saying? People are intimidated. I had cops tell me they were intimidated. Two of them. We didn't want to come get you because we were kind of nervous. So we sat out here for about an hour. Like, really? You sat out here? Two grown men sat out here for an hour? Wait, like that kind of shit baffles me. But it is what it is. They're human beings too. Ultimately, the fucking the fucking uniform ain't an Iron Man suit or nothing. So it is what it is. But it's like, and I'm not out here bootlicking. I'm not rooting go cops, go. They you choose your job. I respect people in their profession. Like, I don't have any issue with, you're doing your job. If I'm fucking up and I fuck up, if I'm playing the wrong side of the game, my goal is to not get caught. That's rule number one. If I get caught, then I lost or lose. That's your job. Like, so I don't hate them for any of that. Like, I haven't had an interaction where I ain't got beat down and got none of that shit. My worst interactions have been with black police, honestly. And that's crazy. One time I've been drew down on, like in a situation, it's been black cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so the things that are going, like, I get it. And everybody's story is not my story. So I can't sit here and say, well, everybody has to think like me. But when it started out, like, I was fucking, okay, yeah, Black Lives Matter, I get it, yeah, woo. Until I read that, when they got their little website established and they put their little tenets or whatever it was, like I said, their little principles, this is what we're about. And I read that shit. And I'm like, as a man who wants to have a family, as a man, straight men in America just, you know, where is the thing? You know, all these niggas dying. They got, you know, all these faces here of black men. Where's the stuff from? Where in these little 10 paragraphs is one thing about the black family? It ain't got to be about black men specifically, but black men are here for the family, regardless of, you know, all other nonsense. Real black men are going to stand up and be family men. They're going to be, you know, they believe in that. They're protectors of their household. So we the ones getting knocked off. All the black men that got killed had kids. You know, so why are you not putting anything in there for them? Like, I get it, man. I get it. But it's not about black men. It's about LGBT stuff. It's more about the LGBT movement and those things that they're after than anything having to do with necessarily being like black or being a black male. So that's why I don't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, if you fuck with it, you support it. Like I said, I don't knock anybody for believing what they feel is right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. And so what my part is to protect me and mine.
That's the thing I talk about too, Honcho. Some people get mad because you're not part of the masses, I guess you could say, because you think differently. You look like them, but you think differently. And some people get mad about that. It's like, damn, I can't have my own personal opinion. I can't think straight. I can't think the way I want to think. I can't believe what I want to believe. You know what I'm saying? For example, I've had people come at me sideways because I don't eat watermelon. They look at me, a black man from the South who don't eat watermelon. Something ain't right with that. I'm like, really? That's messed up. Oh, you ain't really Southern? Really? I'm like, first of all, I'm allergic to the shit. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I don't eat it. But for you to just come out and say some dumb shit like that, it's like, because I'm different. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'll say right there, too, as well, too. Look, at the end of the day, man, I'm not telling you not to support it. You do you. And that's great. Like Honcho said, we're not telling you don't. We're just telling you why we don't. And he has a different view on why he don't, and I have a different view on why I don't. And like I said, the reason why I don't, I look at the whole broad picture of it. I look at the whole broad picture. And me and my wife had this conversation before. I told my wife, I say, think about this. Yeah, this is my life, my personal experiences. I said, out of all the bad things that happened to me in my life, they've been at the hands of my own people. What have a non-black person done to me? I'll probably call me the N-word. I say, hell, I get called that by my own people all the time. Even when I tell them don't call me that, I still get called that. I say, okay, let's take that as a picture. What's the worst thing a non-black person done to me? Probably not give me a job. All the bad things that have happened to me have been at the hands of my own people. You see what I'm saying? So if Black Lives Matter, let's start there. Let's start there by not harming ourselves, not harming each other. That's what I'm trying to say right there. If my life matters to you, then let's sit here and say, okay, we're not gonna do this to one another. If Black Lives Matter, like you say, let's start there. Yes, you were right, Bad and Bougie. We got to start somewhere, but let's start here. Let's start here. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let's continue on with this. You see what I'm saying? Because there was a gap in between from one time a white person killed a black person till the next time. There was a gap. And since Black Lives Matter movement is still in effect, how about we say, okay, what happened with Nipsey Hussle? How come nobody protesting over him? He got killed by a black person. I didn't see no protest or anything. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Let's keep it going. Let's sit here and say, okay, if my life matter, I'm gonna try to, like me and Honcho do all the time on the den. We talk to each other on how we can try to be better. You know what I'm saying? Than what we was at first. We explains it all the time in the den because we are trying to help others, not just black people, but others as well, become better. So that's how you could say Black Lives Matter, by giving game. Just like can't think of the guy's name. He called in one day, was saying how he has a better life for himself. I can't think of his name right now, golly. But and one of your callers got upset about it and started saying that he was acting like he was bougie and stuff about it. But all I'm saying though is this here. At the end of the day, if my life matter, it should not matter when I'm dead. It should matter while I'm alive. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't even want to type. I get it, Bad Booze, what you're saying, that and I get a football fan too. And I'm not asking to solve, like, I don't, this issue or any problem is not going to be solved in my lifetime. So, like, I'm not even worried about that. Like, if whatever race relations are supposed to be perceived, anything, it's going to be maybe 2 to 3 generations away. It's going to be some issues, and it's always going to be there. That's just what it is. Like, as long as there's differences, people are going to find a way to isolate from each other. So it's just going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be a lot more really neutral tan looking people in 2 generations. Everybody's going to fucking look the same, but everybody look like fucking Patrick Mahomes. But my thing is just like, man, look, I'm not asking for this solution. I don't even view it like that. And you're saying, it's a start. I can get it, it's a start, but if it's a start to a problem that I don't have, is it really a start for me? If you use it again, like I say, people who look like me, but you don't want to benefit me, how is that helpful? How is that not cultural appropriation? How is that not, the same thing? You use dead black men, but yet you have no intention to benefit dead black men. But y'all get mad if somebody comes and wears a style that you perceive as black, but isn't contributing back to the black culture. Isn't that the same thing? Again, a group whose whole premise is basically is LGBT, and that's fine if that's what you got going. Then push, LGBT lives matter group and just be out in the forefront with that. That's like my thing. Don't say, we're out here for these men and we're doing this, and this, we're getting all these crap. But then, we're doing this, LGBT first. And so that's my thing. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to tell you don't do it. I will not. I have my reasons why I won't. And again, like I say, it just came from, again, like I say, kicking around some derelicts. And, if y'all notice something that I've noticed too, like if you look at some of these upcoming black conservatives that are more prominent, that are kind of rising to the top, or just black politicians, period, especially kind of this younger, or I guess middle-aged, I don't know, what's newer black politicians, whatever. You notice the conservatives, a lot of them have had backgrounds and that they have overcome to become better people. Well, gang affiliated, selling drugs, whatever, some done jail time, prison time, which is a difference. And then got their life right, and then now they're in politics. But why did they get their life right and go become a conservative? A person who was in the street, I'm sure, benefiting from all the democratic policies in the world. Once they did their time, they started to pull themselves together and figure things out. They became conservative. Me personally, like, I started thinking, my beliefs became much more conservative after I got into a little situation and had to really sit down and reevaluate about some stuff and then say, like, God damn, why? Why is that? Why is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? But the people who have never really had that hurdle or that obstacle, and I won't say that they've had it easy, they may have had to work hard to get to where they want to, but maybe they never had to deal with that legal issue. It's different. When you deal with a legal issue, it's a difference. When you have that thing on it's a difference. But those type of people still tend to become more liberal. Why is that? And that's all I'm asking. I'm just asking questions, and I just would like to know what y'all think. So
yeah, I think that, man. That's what I said. I'm not saying lie. When I was younger, I will admit, when I was younger, I was, part of that crap. I was doing my thing. Got older, started seeing things differently, started realizing certain things where it was not what it seemed to be. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. If it's this, then why is this going on? Then why is this not going on? Then why are we doing this and why are we not doing that? Stuff like that. You start to see things when you get older, once you've been through stuff, once you experience things, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to always say, once life slaps you in the face, you're gonna look. And I gotta say, life has slapped me in the face, and once I got up, I started looking at things different. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. But I think we do need to have these talks, man. Is it going to change anything? Like I tell my wife all the time, do you think it's going to change anything? Maybe not. But if you don't think it is, then I would say don't waste your breath, don't waste your time. But if you think it's going to change, you know what I'm saying? For example, I was telling my wife, I said, if my next door neighbor is racist, now she's not racist, well, at least I don't believe she is, if I can put it like that. Uh, but if my next door neighbor is racist, by me going over there and talking to her, do I think that's going to stop her from being racist? No. So I'm not going to waste my time and my breath. Now, if I think it with my help, I would have conversations with her. Say this ain't what you're supposed to do. This ain't how you're supposed to think. I'm not gonna come at her like that. I'm just gonna ask her why, and then go from there on her response. But like I said, I'm gonna put her like this. She's not racist. I'm just giving an example. But at the end of the day, man, I look at it like this here. Look, I have my opinion on things. I'm not trying to change your mind. Don't try to change mine. I'm just telling you how I feel, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you the answer. I'm gonna give you my answer. I put it like that. Give you my answer. Don't get mad if you don't like my answer. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like Honcho said, nobody's telling you not to believe what you believe in. I never said that, not one time. I just sit here and said why I don't believe in it. I don't support it for this here reason. I don't like it because of this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not telling you don't do it. No. But that's dumb and stupid because you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? So.
And my thing is, like, there's certain things, honestly, like y'all get like 80 to 85% Honcho on the streams. And sometimes in the Discord, I would say I've gone as high as 93%, high octane, if you will. But there's just certain things I don't really necessarily get into. There's like the fringes of my thought process, because I think that some of the things that I view in certain manners would, I don't want to say turn people off, but I don't think a lot of people are in line with some of the beliefs that I have on certain issues. And so when we talk about certain things, I think, again, like I say, that's the problem. Like we talk about the hardest thing in the world is to get get somebody to have like the same opinion as you, to get somebody to believe that, excuse me, let me pronounce this properly. The hardest thing in the world is to get someone to understand that the next person doesn't think like they do. That's the easiest way to put it. The hardest thing in the world is to try to convince someone to think like you. It just doesn't. It won't happen. We'll always have opinions. So, like, my job is never to try to convince anybody of anything. You notice that's why I mainly, especially when talking to you, I ask a lot of questions. I just want to know how you think, why you feel that way, why you think that way. And so, again, like I said, I will never tell you. Again, like I said, I'm not going to sit there. If you believe in something, man, like, support that shit. Go all out. Like, I don't. That doesn't make sense, even if it's the opposing cause of something I'm against. But I'm not, one, we're talking about movements. If y'all know me, I'm not a movement person, period. Like, because there's a lot of flaws, I think, that happen with situations like this if it's not properly constructed, and it can go awry very quickly. I've always been a kind of a person who moves solo, You'll be surprised what a person with intentions can get done, one deep. So it's just like, there's no issue with it. Again, if it's what you support, I just don't believe in it because, again, there's nothing for me in it. There's nothing that they're saying that they want to accomplish that benefits me, and that's period. I mean, that's it. So it's like, I don't hate anybody just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna say, oh, you're so goddamn stupid. Like, now, if you out there burning shit and fucking shit up, you're a fucking dumbass. You're an idiot. But, if you genuinely believe, like, I want to see change in the world, contribute to that cause, contribute to that change, be that change. Like, I'm rooting for you. Kinda. I'm rooting for you. Maybe not your movement, but you know, you like, and that's just all it is. Like I think it's hard for people to kind of grasp that. Like, 'cause it's all always so much all in or you're not. Like, I can disagree with you and not feel different in the slightest. Like, there's no, you know, you say some people energy change, they emotion. I don't feel no different. Like you do you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way I could support it. Like again, like I say, initially when it first came out. And I think around the Sandra Bland time, like I was like, okay, Black Lives Matter, yeah, I get it, you know, it's some fucked up shit. And then, like I say, that's when those things, when I started reading, I'm just, and really started following, okay, who's running? What? Wait, hold on. And if you just start paying attention, follow the timeline, again, the organization, and that's like what has to be like understood, because you have Black Lives Matter making the statement, you have Black Lives Matter, the organization, and then I think you have Black Lives Matter, what is like still the movement, but the movement and organization are very closely tied together. In my opinion, it's like it is what it is. But you know, again, like I say, I don't fault you. If you want to see that change, you think that's helping out, I mean, go for it, like 1,000%. Like I say, but as a black man, you go again after this stream, and I was gonna take off. I was just gonna chop it, man. We're gonna slide in the Discord here shortly, and so if y'all want to talk, you know, in the group chat, we'll get in that and keep the conversation going. Here in a little bit, but like my thing is just, man, like I say, I don't, like I said, I'm not going to just jump behind any kind of causes for no reason, especially if it's a cause that doesn't benefit me, and that's just what it is. Black Lives Matter. Just because I'm a black man doesn't mean that they're specifically talking about me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, I agree. And Honcho, you know what I'm saying? Me and you talk all the time. You some stuff I believe I like, and I disagree with some stuff you like, but guess what? That don't mean that I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean we're saying, you know, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? We still do streams here and there together. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it like this, man. You're supposed to, we're not all the same. We're supposed to have different opinions. We're supposed to have different likes and different wants and different beliefs and different views on things, stuff like that. And it's just sad that some people can't handle it when you don't have the same views as them. And if you looked in the chat, I'm not going to say any names. If you looked in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. You know, and that's pitiful. So, just, like I said before, you know, we do need to have these kind of talks because at the end of the day, man, we're nothing if we don't. We're not being real with ourselves if we don't. You know what I'm saying? We're just putting on a fake in the front. We know these things exist. If you want to try to solve a problem, let's solve it. You know what I'm saying? Let's be 100% real. Let's not, excuse me, can't talk right. Let's not see it just one way. We got to see it from all different perspectives on why these things going on. Because I even told my wife, I said, you know what? If I could sit down and really seriously have a conversation with someone, I mean, a serious, legit conversation with someone who is racist, I would. I would try to find out exactly what made them that way, why they still think that way. And I don't want to hear no bullshit you was raised up to think of this and that. Because once you become an adult, you know what's right and what's wrong. So I don't want to hear no bullshit. Because I was raised up all kinds of crazy ways too, but I don't do all those kind of crazy shit. And when I was growing up, I used to get whoopings all the time. I don't whoop my daughter, so I don't want to hear that nonsense. But at the end of the day, I said I would. I would sit down and I would have a conversation. I mean, it had to be a real legit conversation. They had to be real, totally real and honest. And I would do it just to try to figure out why is this, why is that. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't like someone just because of their skin color? You know what I'm saying? That's the dumbest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing in the world. You don't like me because of my skin color. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, and like I said, I expect people to have different views in life and likes and wants and stuff than me. Of course, that's what makes this world go round. Everybody's different. If we was all the same, this world would be boring as hell. It's kind of exciting because everybody thinks different. Yes, we do like it sometimes when some of us think the same way. Yes, that is true. But, you know what I'm saying, it makes the world go around. It makes it exciting when you can sit down and have these kind of conversations and someone be real with you and be legit and not just get all pissed off and mad and don't want to talk with you no more or get super defensive and things like that. Because me personally, I've had conversations with people that don't like wrestling, and y'all could tell behind me that I love wrestling. And
Man down.
Yep. and I said, they tell me, why you like that? That shit's fake. I said, well, okay, it's fake. But guess what? When you go to the movies and them people getting shot, you don't say it's fake. They
Right.
never get shot. You never say it's fake. You say you like the movie, you hate the movie. You see what I'm saying? Like some of this music is fake. You know what I'm saying? Just put it like just being real. You know what I'm saying? I say I like it because it's entertainment. Just like everything we do, it entertains you. And that's what this is, entertainment.
Correct.
But you know what I'm saying? So when you can sit down and have these conversations with people, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Just like I've had conversations with people that want to talk to me. I don't know why, because y'all probably know this or probably realize y'all don't know. I don't like baseball. But I've had people come to me and talk to me about the Astro cheating scandal. And I'm not trying to talk about sports. I'm just trying to bring up a point. And I tell them, I say, look, man, I'm not into baseball, but let's talk about, if you want to talk about the Astros just because you know I'm from Houston, okay, let's talk about the Oakland Raiders back in the day. They only used to always say, you know what I'm saying, that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? He made it known that he was going to cheat. See what I'm saying? So, like I said, I would have these kind of conversations with people. And I wouldn't get defensive and pissed off and want to leave and not talk. So I think that's another crazy, dumb thing. If you can't handle it, come on now, then something is wrong. Because I've gotten uncomfortable conversations with people all the time about different things that they like, I don't. They see things this way and I see things that way. And like I said before, me and my wife, we share a bed together. We had conversations that was uncomfortable about Black Lives Matter. Like I said, she supports it to a certain degree. I don't support it at all. She explained to me why. I explained to her why. And guess what? We have a better understanding of it. We know our points of views on it. You know what I'm saying? I know hers and she know mine. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that, oh, now we're finna get a divorce because we think like that. No. Now we mad at each other permanently. No, it's not like that. You gotta have these conversations. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's going to be. But I think if you want this world to be a better place, you gotta start there. You gotta start having these conversations, and you gotta be 100% real. You cannot sit here and say you only want to talk to people that agree with you. Because if you do that, then you're fooling yourself. You're not being real. You're not being true to yourself. You have to understand that people are not going to always agree with you on certain things. It is what it is. And like I said, I brought up a situation with Honcho. Me and him had conversations plenty of times. We don't always agree on everything. But we don't sit here and say, Honcho ain't never told me, you know what, I don't want to talk to you no more, man. You don't agree with me. And I ain't never told him no crap like that.
Correct.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this up here. I don't know if he's still in the chat. I haven't heard him haven't seen him type anything in. But me and Trill talk all the time, and that's one person. Me and him hardly agree on anything, but we still talk. You see what I'm saying? Me and him still talk, and when me and him talk on the phone, me and him talk for a while. Me and him, you know what I'm saying? We talk like we grew up together. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, me and him don't agree on hardly anything. But we know that we can have these conversations with each other, and he's gonna have one point of view. I'm gonna have one point of view, and we might sit here and explain why we look at things this way, and then that's it. But just to say, oh, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to do this. I don't like this. You're fooling yourself, man. You're not being true to yourself.
Well, I agree. And I'm laughing at culture talking about Trill is like a TV show character. Can't ever really be mad. The reason I'm laughing because it is true. You can't ever be mad at Trill. Trill talk all that shit, but Trill is a good dude, man. He's a real real good dude. So shout out to Professor Trill. He probably half-ass sleep in the back of that cab somewhere. But it's all good. You know. Oh, never mind. He popped up. Never mind. How did Trill and Heidi pop back up at the same time? Where y'all been? See, y'all been out there back behind the bleachers and shit. I knew something was going. Where you done parked the Cadillac here, Trill? I knew something was up. Y'all popped up right at the same time. Oh, we wasn't doing nothing. Huh? What? Us? Who? Nah. It look suspect. Even though it's digital, virtual chat shit, it look real suspect. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just watching y'all.
Oh man, that was a good one.
But yeah, man, we gonna get ready to wind it down though. And I say, I know usually y'all like, well, where are the calls? Man, it's just good to chop it up with man. It's been a while. Like I say, man, it's always good to have them on, man. So, I was really feeling the conversation. We just, had a little change of pace this evening. And took a break from the phone lines and just chopped it up. But what we will do, if you got some thoughts, if you have some things you'd like to express, we will be in, I don't know if Man Up will make, but I know I'll slide into the Discord. Hopefully he'll be able to join us, and whoever else wants to be there. I'll be in there immediately after the stream. In the Discord to shop it if y'all want to continue the conversation or whatever conversation y'all want to talk about. I'll be up for a little bit, getting into some bullshit. So if y'all want to chop it up, I'll be there. I want to say shout out to Mr. Man Up, man. Like I said, it's always good when we can get a stream in, man. It's like I said, conversation's always real good. I always really enjoy it, and I like to believe that the den folk enjoy it too. So so I appreciate you for that. Is there anything that you got on your mind? Anything you'd like to say before we get ready to slide out of here, man?
Man, I appreciate you having me on, man. I enjoy this too a lot to myself, man. And I got to do this again soon. I was going to do it last week, but some of y'all know what happened, and it hit me. It shook my core, and one of those things that it sucks.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, though, man, I do appreciate you having me here. We're gonna do this again real soon. I'll let you know when. I'm gonna get in that Discord for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Say I've been there the whole time because I've been a lie.
Yeah.
But I've been there for a minute. Chop it up with y'all.
Good. Okay, excellent. So we'll definitely keep the conversation going in the Discord. That's what's up. And yeah, man. Like I said, I know some things going on, and so just shout out, man. Like I said, definitely been on prayers, man. I know it's a situation, so man, I'm just glad you making it. It's best. I know it's a day-to-day thing, so. Shout out to Man Up. I know it's tough, so I really appreciate you being here. But shout out to all the den folk, man. And like I said, I rock with all y'all. With no further ado, if you don't have the link to the Discord, let me pull it up real quick. I guess I'll be nice to do it before the stream ends. And then, oh Lord, it's going to show that on the stream. Y'all will be all right. Y'all know what the Discord screen looks like. And then, yeah, I'll just do it directly. That's what I need to start doing it directly into the text chat. So people don't be like, how do I get around in here? I don't know what I'm doing. People get in there lost and shit. All right, bow. So again, I fucks with y'all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, man. I really want to let y'all know that, like, and I say it, try to say it every stream, and it's those things that you just kind of have those phrases that you reiterate, and it's just kind of something that happens. It's just when you do it, often. But I don't want y'all to think I'm just saying it just to be saying it. Like, I truly do mean it when I say that, it is an honor because, like, you don't take things for granted. Like, I appreciate y'all showing up, nightly whenever we go in. So that it is an honor. It is a privilege because this ain't promised to nobody to be able to just. Get on here and chop it up with wonderful folks like y'all, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world right now. And like I say, just the relationships that have been built off, these streams and these comments, I think it's just a beautiful thing. But most of all, it is my pleasure, man. Y'all don't understand. Sometimes, right before stream, I could be in a shitty mood, like, and just be in my mind, like, how the fuck I'm gonna get through this stream? Like, I'm just pissed, or something, and man, just get on stream and just. It could be you see that person pop up in the chat or just somebody say that and it clears your mind from the bullshit and it's good. So man, sometimes y'all don't know how many times y'all have been like real beneficial to me myself. We're just going through some shit, just hop on and just y'all in that chat, yeah, especially. So I just want to say thank y'all. Callers, I know we didn't have no callers tonight, but those, just everybody, man. But like I said, we're gonna check with this. We're gonna get this chat. Make sure you're in the Discord. Immediately, I ain't finna send no everybody invite. Get your ass in the fucking voice chat there. We're gonna be in there right now. With that being said, man, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all have been invited to the Discord, but y'all got to get
Let me fix this so it don't look crazy. Nah, y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. We go.